So you want to know what it's like living in Palmer Ranch. Maybe you've heard about it from a friend. Maybe you've read about Palmer Ranch online, or maybe you've been watching my videos and you know that I absolutely love Palmer Ranch and I think that it's one of the best places to live in all of Sarasota. Well, you're in luck, because in this video, all we're going to be talking about is what it's really like living in Palmer Ranch. Now, I have to be honest with you, I've actually never lived in Palmer Ranch. Well, not until now, that is. I've scoured the internet to find the perfect house in the perfect neighborhood that perfectly represents what it's truly like living in Palmer Ranch. And that landed me right here at 4871 Sable Lake Circle. This is a rental property, and I reached out to the owner and she's allowed me to stay in this property for 5 days. And in that time, I'm going to be recording absolutely everything about what it's like living in Palmer Ranch so that you can get a good idea of truly what it's like living here. All right, now I want to show you inside the house. Let's check it out. Now, this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage is perfectly situated in a neighborhood called Turtle Rock. And Turtle Rock is one of the most popular, most well-established neighborhoods inside of Palmer Ranch. And we're gonna get to Turtle Rock later, but I really wanted to show you this house. And one of my favorite things about it is in the back. So let's go check it out. All right, now that you've seen the house, I want to show you Turtle Rock, and I figured what better way to show you a beautifully landscaped and mature, active neighborhood than on a bike. Now, a huge shout out to Playtry of Sarasota for sponsoring this video and loaning 2 bikes for the next week so we can go exploring on 2 wheels. Now, Playtry is an amazing shop where they do running, biking, swimming, everything under the sun essentially for an active Sarasota lifestyle. They've got you covered. From e-bikes, mountain bikes, running shoes, any swimming equipment that you could possibly need, Playtry's got you covered. I'm gonna leave a link to their website in the description below. Again, huge shout out to Playtry. All right, let's hop on one of these bikes and check out Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is one of the largest and most established neighborhoods in all of Palmer Ranch. Because of that, it's also one of the most popular and sought after neighborhoods. Although Turtle Rock is a rather large community, the way it's laid out with small cul-de-sacs and smaller streets off of the main road nicely divides the neighborhood into sections that are very walkable and bikeable, while also having a main road that winds throughout, making it both pedestrian friendly but also convenient for those in cars. What's really cool about Turtle Rock is that almost every home in this neighborhood is either backed up to a pond or a preserve, which is really nice if you like your privacy in the backyard. Turtle Rock also has really nice family-friendly amenities, such as a community pool, a kids playground, 2 tennis courts, and a basketball court, as well as a really nice clubhouse. It also has a really cool private walking path that winds throughout the preserve, which is privately owned by Turtle Rock. If you haven't noticed already, Turtle Rock is all about an active and outdoor lifestyle, and that's why I picked it for this video, because that's exactly what Palmer Ranch is all about too. Now, Turtle Rock's pretty sweet, right? Well, it might not have everything that you want in a neighborhood, which is, okay, but I can almost guarantee that there is a neighborhood in Palmer Ranch that is gonna have everything that you could possibly want. But with over 30 neighborhoods, it's hard to digest all of that information and kind of pinpoint the exact differences between each neighborhood. That's why I've created a downloadable spreadsheet that's gonna have all of the information that you could possibly ever want to know about each neighborhood, and I've got it all in one place so that you can compare and contrast everything on paper. So if you want that spreadsheet of all of the neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch, click the first link in the description below. All right, so here's another perfect example of honestly what it's like to live in Sarasota. You saw about 15 minutes ago toward the house, explored the neighborhood, and now we're pouring rain. this is what it's like. 15 minutes in the future, I'm sure it'll be back to blue, clear skies. All right, so we've checked out the house, we've toured Turtle Rock on a bike. Now it's time to get some stuff for the house. I wanted to see how far away the nearest grocery store is. I bet you'll be surprised at actually how close it is. Okay, so I just grabbed my phone and I put in the nearest Publix, and there's 3 options. 1.5 miles away, 1.5 miles away, 1.8 miles away, 2 miles away. There are so many Publixes basically within Palmer Ranch. You could almost walk to these. 1.5 miles, 1.8 miles. So let's go now. From our house in Turtle Rock to this Publix, it took me 8 minutes to get here, and that was with 2 stoplights. That's it. And as you can see in the video, not a ton of traffic inside of Palmer Ranch. So me and Cammy have just kind of been sitting, watching TV. It started raining for a little bit, and I've been itching to fish some of these ponds. Even since I was a little kid, I've had tons of friends who have lived in here, and I've always known that Turtle Rock has some of the best ponds to go bass fishing in. Hello there. That's a big one too. So me and Cammy have been absolutely falling in love with riding these e-bikes around the neighborhood, and the Legacy Trail is actually just down the street. So we figured, just finished fishing, ate dinner, let's go on a little bike ride for sunset. I actually have never biked or ran the Legacy Trail. I've never really had a reason to. I don't own a bike, but this has been so much fun. It's just an awesome way to get outdoors, and having a trailhead like this, literally a 3-minute bike ride away from the house, I could see myself out here running on this almost every other day. And right now, I know it's hard to believe, but because we're biking and there's a breeze, it feels like 75 degrees, 70 degrees outside. It's so beautiful out. This is the epitome of kind of living in Palmer Ranch, having all of these outdoor activities, like this active lifestyle. That's what Palmer Ranch is all about, being kind of one with nature and just enjoying stuff like this. It's so cool. Can't get over how awesome these electric bikes are. This is the Retrospect, and one of the awesome things about it is this low frame, and I don't have any mobility issues, but sometimes when it's just tough to put your leg all the way over, like like that, this bike has that low slung frame, so you can really just slide your feet right on in it. And it's so light and easy to maneuver. I've been on a ton of e-bikes before, and some of them are just so hard, they don't really feel like an actual bike. It's almost like you're riding a motorcycle. This feels like an actual bike, and I love that. But it doesn't mean that you don't get a workout in it and you're not sweaty, so I'm gonna go hop in the pool. There's a few other things about Palmer Ranch and Turtle Rock that make it a really desirable place to live. And one of those things is the proximity to the beach. So I thought it'd be fun today to take a little drive out to the beach, Siesta Key, and go on a little bike ride. I've actually never done this before. I've always been to the beach and I see people riding bikes along the water. And I get so jealous of them, and I've always wanted to do it. So I'm really excited to be able to get to do that today and to bring you guys along with me. So let's see how long it actually takes from driving from this rental property to the parking lot of Siesta Key Beach. All right, let's go. All right, so I just put in the directions from the rental property to Siesta Key Beach, and it's a 17-minute drive, 7 miles from this neighborhood, Turtle Rock and Palmer Ranch, to Siesta Key Beach. And it's basically just a straight shot down Clark Road, all the way. So I'm going to end this recording and I'm going to start my timer and see if that is accurate or if it's going to be more or less time than that. All right. We're here at Siesta Key Beach. I'll put up the time on the screen somewhere, but it only took 13 minutes to get from the house here to Siesta Key Beach. So it really just goes to show that you really can't trust the maps all the time because it always takes into account for traffic and this and that. So if you get good traffic and you don't hit every stoplight, it's only 13 minutes. So let's get this bike out and let's go on a ride. So it's our last few hours here at the Turtle Rock house, and honestly, I'm kind of bummed. Cami and I have had so much fun here doing so many different activities, biking, walking around the neighborhood, exploring Palmer Ranch, going to the beach, shopping. All of these things are so easy and so convenient because of the way that Palmer Ranch was not only placed in Sarasota, but how well it was planned out. It just made everything so easy to do. There's no stress of traffic, there's no bumper to bumper, there's no rush hour even at like 5 o'clock when we were driving around. So that was really, really nice. I love how maturely landscaped not only are each neighborhood in Palmer Ranch, but even just kind of the common areas outside of the neighborhoods. You can really tell when you're in Palmer Ranch versus every other part of Sarasota. And I just love being around that lush greenery and shade and landscaping. It really gives a completely different vibe than kind of those new construction neighborhoods do, where it kind of just looks like little twigs are put in the ground. So that's been another really nice change of pace for us. And like even right now, you know, I'm sitting outside on the back patio, but because there's so much landscaping, so many privacy bushes and trees and stuff like that, I still feel like I'm not crowded by a bunch of other people. You know, I'm on the lake, I've got my pool, you know, the houses aren't on top of each other, there's room in between houses. I feel more secluded here. Again, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Mrs. Carol Scott, who has this rental property here, 4871 Sable Lake Circle. If you're interested in this beautiful house and living the life that Cami and I have been living for the last week, then contact me and I'll put you guys in touch. And again, what's really nice about doing that is you can kind of bypass all of those Zillow or Airbnb fees that they charge an exorbitant amount for, just to kind of be that middleman. I'll be that middleman for you for free. That way you can kind of skip all of those insane fees, which is a really nice added bonus. Again, if you want to download my Palmer Ranch neighborhood guide, that will be the first link in the description below. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.